You're watching the RWL YouTube channel.
Fans, welcome back to Hour 2 of tonight's Colisevm game Supercard. The first hour has already delivered some pretty wild action, and gang, we are far from done.
The second hour has some heavy-duty matchups, with another title match to conclude our 2. So, glad you're here. Hang out, because we've got some great stuff happening in just a minute.
Yup, Johnny. In that second hour headline match, Timeless Tony Storm is back and all set to challenge Liberty Belle Danielle again for the Joyce Grable Memorial title. And if that's not going to be competitive, hey, nothing ever will.
You ain't kidding, Christy Ogilvy. Well, as you know, Liberty Belle Danielle, very special to me, and the Joyce Grable title's very special to her, and Timeless Tony Storm is going to have a hell of a time trying to get it away from her.
And before our second hour card opener gets underway, let's hear from one of the participants, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
I've waited patiently, but tonight is the night I will be facing Eddie Guerrero inside a steel cage, a 2-knockout minimum matchup. I'm sure looking forward to it, Eddie. Don't disappoint me.
Words from the unusual and unorthodox Mad Dog Mark McKay, set to lock it up with Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero inside a steel cage. No pins, no submission, a 2-knockout minimum. The referee must stop the match.
Yeah, because the referee decides what constitutes knocked out.
Our next match is a steel cage match, 2 out of 3 knockouts with a 15-minute time limit. Coming towards the ring from El Paso, Texas, weighing 224 pounds, Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero.
So, in this one, hold the China and the Miss More Sex. No seconds at ringside for this match, just these two locked inside that cage. No pins, no tap-outs, no escaping the cage, either over the top or through the door, Mr. Jesse Ventura. No, sir, the only way that cage gets lifted is either the time limit expires or one of these guys successfully scores to knockouts in the eyes of the official standing just outside.
We already know McKay's motivation, and as for Latino Heat, he knows McKay can be toxic as hell once he gets it into his mind that he doesn't like you. Dude sidelined Ballarat Jack for almost 2 months last year and straight bragged about it for weeks. Eddie knows what he's up against here, and he's gonna do everything he can to win in an environment with basically no rules at all, so he can just cheat his butt off if he wants to.
Also, this is kind of important. The definition of knockout is determined by referee Charles Lacera monitoring the action outside, by the cage door. It's actually more of a temporary state of inaction, rather than actual unconsciousness. So basically, if a contestant's temporarily stopped, it constitutes a knockout as defined by the official.
And his opponent from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
McKay has been waiting for this match like a kid waits for Christmas. He took his time with it, but he and Guerrero had some problems last year. He took his time, stepped away from it, did a couple of tag team matches with Karrion Kross here and there, waiting, biding his time for this very night, this cage match against Eddie Guerrero. And that stipulation 2 knockouts, that's him. He chose that.
Unquestionably a very difficult match to win. You have to knock your opponent out not once but twice in the eyes of the ring official, and there is no escaping that cage for any reason.
Yes, obviously that is how the Mad Dog wanted this thing arranged. And, well, he is definitely no stranger to some wild matches. He's done hardcore matches, and this is his first cage match against Eddie Guerrero. Well, it's his first cage match, period. Should be a good one between him and Latino Heat. Wow. Starting off on the good foot here in the second hour of tonight's Colisevm games, and it don't get much more brutal than a 2-knockout steel cage match, now does it?
15 feet of steel and chain link now surrounding the ring. And there is no way out of there except to get knocked out twice.
Yep, here we go. Mad Dog Mark McKay rounds up Eddie Guerrero. There's a knee breaker, takes Guerrero down to the canvas. McKay rounds him up again, gives him a good scoop slam. Eddie Guerrero counters with a shot to the midsection. And rebounds off the... Whoa! Drop kick. He caught it full in the face, man. Eddie Guerrero with a stomp to the arm of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay rounded up to a standing position here. Here's a kick to the midsection from Latino Heat. He's got him up. There's a pretty nice power bomb. And they're going to be going at it for a while because it's going to take a while for somebody to get knocked out. McKay in the corner. Eddie Guerrero charges a drop kick right to the back of the Mad Dog. Mad Dog Mark McKay counters, gets back up. Locks it up with Guerrero. Hard whip to the far right corner. And a headlock punch. As Eddie Guerrero staggers out of the corner, there's a shot to the back of the head from McKay and into a sleeper hold. He's going to try to knock him out right away. Not wasting any time, but a jawjacker from Guerrero backs off Mad Dog Mark McKay. Latino Heat sets him up for the neck breaker drop, and he nails it. McKay slowly trying to get back up, catches it right to the head. Eddie Guerrero has him up for another power bomb. Oh, those will wear you out after a while. Elbow to the leg of McKay from Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero flips him over, flips him right back over again. And right back into working on the leg. Here's a heel hook stretch as referee Charles Lucero looks on. Eddie Guerrero gets a hold of him, drops the elbow on the leg again. Mad Dog Mark McKay in some trouble here as Latino Heat gets a hold of him by the scruff of the neck, escorts him to the far right corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Mad Dog Mark McKay. Eddie Guerrero rounds him up. There's a scoop slam as Latino Heat takes himself up to the middle rope. In the far right corner, Mad Dog Mark McKay getting up to a standing position here. And here comes Latino Heat with a beautiful Hurricane Rana in pretty close quarters. McKay counters with a kick to the head, back up on his feet. And drives a knee into the arm of Eddie Guerrero. Mad Dog Mark McKay, he's got some pretty serious endurance. He's been in some pretty nasty matches already. Oh, man. Oh, face first into the steel. McKay takes him down to the canvas. Eddie Guerrero, he caught that cage full. And now McKay into the sleeper hold again. But Eddie Guerrero one more time with another jawjacker. Cuts himself loose. McKay quick with the counter and a kick to the leg of Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero whipped to the ropes. Here comes McKay. He ducks under. Here comes Guerrero. He ducks under again. Here comes McKay. Oh, elbow right to the face. And then a knee right to the same spot. Mad Dog Mark McKay drives a knee into the head of Eddie Guerrero. And the momentum has shifted a couple of times already. Well, now, this was not going to be the Betty Crocker bake-off here. Mad Dog Mark McKay taking a moment to drink in the atmosphere, as it were. What the hell kind of atmosphere do you have inside a 15-foot high steel cage? Stomp to the face of Latino Heat. Mad Dog Mark McKay rounds him up again. Whoa, swing and a miss. Eddie Guerrero ducking out of the way of that one. Whips McKay to the ropes. Up and right back down. He lets gravity do all the work for him. Ooh, double boot straight to the south of the face of McKay. Oh, man, I think Guerrero hurt him with that one. There's a kick right to the back. Misses with the stomp. McKay right back up again. Rounds up Guerrero for a knee breaker. And down goes Latino Heat to the canvas. McKay going to try to keep him down there. Drops the leg on the arm. That looked kind of painful. But still, no sign of anything that the referee could deem as a knockout. Double axe handle to the back. McKay misses with the rolling elbow. Guerrero off the middle. Oh, another beautiful drop kick in even closer quarters. Wow. That took some coordination. There's a kick to the midsection from Latino Heat. He's got him up. Gory stretch. He may wear him out with this one. Eddie Guerrero releasing the hold. I guess it wasn't going to work. Mad Dog Mark McKay gets up to a standing position in the corner. Latino Heat takes himself up to the top turnbuckle, and whoa! Beautiful inverted Hurricane Rana. McKay quickly back up from that one. Wow. Snap suplex from Eddie Guerrero. Oh, I think he might have hurt his leg. He's kind of limping there. Latino Heat off the top. Misses with the frog splash. Catches a stomp to the head from McKay, followed up with a fist drop. Mad Dog Mark McKay talking trash to Eddie Guerrero. Wow. Oh, man. Well, so far this one's been pretty hot. Mad Dog Mark McKay sets up Latino Heat, but I don't think he wants to go. A couple of shots to the head makes the argument pretty good. Latino Heat whips McKay to the ropes, leapfrogs, and whoa! What a spinning kick right there from Latino Heat, taking Mad Dog Mark McKay down to the canvas again. McKay escorted to the far right corner, head first into the turnbuckle, goes Mad Dog Mark McKay. Eddie Guerrero takes a little walk off the rope. Whoa! Beautiful Hurricane Run. Ain't nobody quite as skilled with the rope work as Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero takes himself up to the top. Oh man, another splash to Mad Dog Mark McKay. But McKay has not broken yet. Guerrero gonna go up and try it again. Oh, not once but twice. And Mad Dog Mark McKay could be in some serious trouble here as Eddie Guerrero seriously starts to pull away, stomping the hands and fingers of Mad Dog Mark McKay. And now Eddie Guerrero, he's got the crowd here in Philly paying full attention. Mad Dog Mark McKay could be in some serious trouble here. Latino Heat rounds him up, but McKay counters with a dragon screw. There's a stomp. McKay whips Guerrero to the ropes. An elbow takes Eddie Guerrero down to the canvas again. Mad Dog Mark McKay puts knee to arm one more time on Eddie Guerrero. Another fist drop. And we may see us a knockout here pretty soon. Another fist drop. Eddie Guerrero suddenly finding himself on the wrong end of the stick as Mad Dog Mark McKay charges, drives a knee into the chest of Latino Heat. McKay rounds him up again. There's a clothesline. There's a second one. Mad Dog Mark McKay starting to fire up here. Eddie Guerrero into the corner as McKay charges. Oh, man, another shot that takes Guerrero down. Guerrero quickly counters, gets up out of the corner, gets a hold of Mad Dog Mark McKay, has him up, and oh, man, Gory Bomb. Oh, there it is. Wow. Mad Dog Mark McKay, he caught all of that one. There's a stomp to the back from Latino Heat. McKay trying to find some safe zone, but there ain't one in there. There's a... Oh, damn, he could have broken his damn neck. Huh. Okay. Guerrero off the top. Oh, man, well, there we go. We got our first fall, our first knockout. Eddie Guerrero scoring it against Mad Dog Mark McKay. There's a shoulder tackle from McKay to pick right back up and going right back to work here. Eddie Guerrero counters both boots, quickly gets back up. A quick jab, a quick right, a quick left, and oh, well, here we go. Mad Dog Mark McKay starting to really open up here. Guerrero whipped to the ropes. McKay ducks under, elbow right to the face. Down goes Eddie Guerrero. There's another fist drop. And McKay needs to go to work. With Guerrero with one knockout already to his credit. And he ain't even got his first. Couple of hard right hands from Mad Dog Mark McKay. A vicious chop across the chest. And down goes Latino Heat. McKay gonna take himself up to the top. And boom! Flying frog splash right there. Oh, man. Eddie Guerrero caught that one full. Again, Mad Dog Mark McKay trying to rally some support here for himself. Eddie Guerrero catches another fist drop. Mad Dog Mark McKay rounds him up again. Kick to the midsection. Sets him up for the neckbreaker drop and nails it. Oh, man, Eddie Guerrero's reeling. He's laid out. That ain't good. Mad Dog Mark McKay takes himself to the top. Boom! There's another one. We're all tied up now at one knockout apiece. Mad Dog Mark McKay starts to assert himself here. It's anybody's match to win still. All they need is one more knockout, and this one's all over. McKay snaps the leg on Eddie Guerrero not once but twice. Guerrero's motionless, and Mad Dog Mark McKay's talking trash. Another fist drop right to the head of Latino Heat. McKay rounds him up again. Into a headlock punch. Eddie Guerrero reeling. McKay goes behind on him. Stretching the arms. Well, this is not going to be good. Oh, headbutt right between the shoulder blades from the Mad Dog. A headbutt right to the top of the dome. Eddie Guerrero could be in a fix here. Another knee into the arm of Latino Heat from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay building himself up a head of steam here. There's a stomp right to the face of Eddie Guerrero. Referee Charles Lucero monitoring things pretty carefully as McKay gouges the face of Latino Heat. He's not checking for any rules being broken. He just wants to make sure who the hell is knocked the hell out. Mad Dog Mark McKay takes himself up to the top again. This could do it. But no. Guerrero gets the hell out of the way, goes behind on McKay, rakes the back. Latino Heat moves in. He'll be setting up an abdominal stretch. He's not going to get no submissions or no knockouts like that. He's just trying to wear McKay out, I guess. Eddie Guerrero with a stomp to the back of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Latino Heat getting ready to go there one more time right across the body of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Eddie Guerrero, sense of victory could be near, but don't get too smug. All McKay needs is one more knockout too. McKay rounded back up to a standing position by Eddie Guerrero, whipped to the ropes, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Wow, that took some coordination right there, huh? Guerrero takes himself to the top one more time, changes his mind on the subject. McKay shoves him back with both boots, gets up to a standing position. Here's a stomp. Misses with the elbow drop. Eddie Guerrero quickly back up on his feet. Rebounds off the ropes and a drop kick to the back. Puts McKay down on the canvas again. Eddie Guerrero with a chance here. All the way up, all the way down. The bell has rung, and that is going to do it.
The time was 12 minutes and 42 seconds, and your winner, Eddie Guerrero.
Well, Tex, Mad Dog McKay might be used to winning his matches, but you can't win them all, as the adage goes. Latino Heat picking up an upset win in this cage match, and we'll be back with more Colisevm games in just a moment.
Here's a Legends Division tag match that's got my attention. Eric Bischoff sold to clients, Zeus and the Great Khali, ready to square up with the superstar team of Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
Definitely a case of shut up and take my money.
The next tag match, one fall, 20 minutes. Approaching the ring, along with manager Eric Bischoff, at a combined weight of 682 pounds, from the Punjab in India, the Great Khali, and from Detroit, Michigan, the Human Wrecking Machine, Zeus.
I'm sure Zeus and Khali have their share of fans, although probably not too many, and those fans can definitely point to a little bit of success for the Human Wrecking Machine and the Punjabi Nightmare. But I've got a feeling tonight isn't going to be a good one for them.
True, because whether or not Zeus and Khali can pull off an upset win over the Road Warriors, they are going to be hurt, and that's guaranteed. No one, no matter how big or how tough, walks away from a match with Hawk and Animal unscathed.
Their opponents from Chicago, Illinois, at a combined weight of 638 pounds. Here are Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
It's been entirely too long, in the opinion of the Road Warriors, of course, since they have held tag team gold. And they're determined to try and score some this year. And this first matchup of 2026 for the Road Warriors against Zeus and Khali could be a benchmark, demonstrating whether or not the potential is there. The potential is always there, Marlon. The Road Warriors, arguably one of the top 5 tag teams in all of professional wrestling ever. And when they go to work, well, people get hurt.
And Hawk and Animal going into this encounter with Zeus and Khali with absolutely no fear. They are 100% confident that they're going to walk away with the win on this matchup. We'll just have to wait and see if that happens.
This one out to get violent right away with the Human Wrecking Machine and Road Warrior Hawk initiating contact.
As referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell, and here we go. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Zeus countered by Road Warrior Hawk. Zeus counters Hawk with a knee to the midsection. Hawk whip to the corner. Here comes Zeus. Misses with the charge and the splash. Catches a boot right to the face. Hawk quickly tagging out, turning it over to Road Warrior Animal. The Human Wrecking Machine catches a running DDT from Animal. Clubbing overhand right takes Zeus down to the canvas face first. There's a driving knee into the lower back, and that'll wreck your spine. There's a kick to the head from Zeus, a quick counter. He's back up on his feet. Eric Bischoff looking on very carefully. Zeus rounds up Animal and just slams him halfway across the canvas. Zeus rounds him up. Animal sweeps the leg, takes him down, and again quickly tagging out to Road Warrior Hawk. Quick tags from the Road Warriors. There's a running boot to the face to Zeus. And down he goes. He snaps the arm on the human wrecking machine and continues to work on it. Road Warrior Hawk catches a leg sweep from Zeus. Quickly back up on his feet, charges, misses his grapple, catches a hard right. Zeus gets a hold on him. Bear hug spine buster from the human wrecking machine. And there's an elbow to the leg. And Zeus wrapping his knuckles against the knee of Road Warrior Hawk. Oh, man. He'll splatter your patella. You'll never walk again. Here comes the Great Khali. The Punjabi Nightmare misses with his move. Catches a kick, a double axe handle, and a clothesline to the back of the head. Animal tagged in. Again, the Road Warrior is doing a whole lot of tagging here. He gets a hold of Khali. Khali counters with an elbow, gets out of the corner, charges, collides with Animal. Shoves him back a good couple of feet. There's a clothesline that almost took out our referee. A hard right from the Great Khali goes behind on Animal. There's a hard shot to the back. He rounds him up again. Headbutt right between the shoulder blades. And the Great Khali tags out, turns it over to the human wrecking machine. Zeus moves in on a downed Road Warrior Animal. Rounds him up to a standing position. He is still stunned. Zeus with a vicious headbutt takes him down to the mat. A little bit of wrestler see, wrestler do. As the Great Khali tags in quick. Clothesline doesn't find the mark. He shoves Animal into the corner. Wow. Animal counters with an elbow. That clothesline definitely found the mark. Hawk desperate to get in there. The Great Khali has him up, but a knee to the face says, nope, no sidewalk slam today for you. Animal shoved back again, another clothesline that misses. Animal escorts Khali to the Road Warrior's corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes Road Warrior Hawk. Here comes a double team. Hard shot to the ribs as Hawk takes over for the Road Warriors. Knee to the midsection from the Great Khali. Khali whips Hawk to the ropes, running boot to the face. Down he goes. He rolls out of the ring quick. Shoulder tackle takes Animal out of the equation too. The Great Khali has him up, hangs up Hawk over the top rope. Down he goes. The Great Khali covers and hooks a leg. One. No, not even a one. The Great Khali starts all over again. Rounds up Hawk for a bear hug, trying to get a submission out of him. But it's a little bit early for that. Couple of elbows to the head. A double ear clap, and Hawk is loose again. He charges, fails to connect with the clothesline. The Great Khali rounds him up over the shoulders and slams him right down to the canvas. Just letting gravity do the work, I suppose. The Great Khali catches a kick to the head from Road Warrior Hawk. A stomp to the back. There's a knee right to the skull, and down goes the Great Khali. Hawk takes himself up to the middle rope, waiting for Khali to stand to that considerable full height, and there's a double axe handle. He's a hard target to miss. The Great Khali makes his way in over the top rope. Road Warrior Hawk gets caught, catches a knee to the midsection. The Great Khali escorted towards the ropes by Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk whips him to the ropes. They collide with no result. A hard right, a hard left, a throat chop to the Great Khali. Road Warrior Hawk with a clubbing overhand right takes Khali down to one knee. Another one takes him all the way down. And here comes Road Warrior Animal again. Well, so far, it has been pretty much all the Road Warriors for the last 5 minutes. But Zeus, tagged in by the Great Khali. A clothesline from Animal takes him down to the canvas. Animal catches a shot to the midsection from Zeus. The human wrecking machine catches a knee from Road Warrior Animal. Zeus locks him up, elbows to the midsection from Animal, backing off the human wrecking machine. A knee to the midsection from Zeus. And another bear hug spine buster from Zeus. Animal rolls out, rolls back in. Well, didn't look like that did too much damage. A whip to the ropes for Zeus and an elbow right to the face, and down he goes. A kick to the head from Zeus to Animal. Animal flipped over, and there's a kick to the leg from the Human Wrecking Machine. There's an elbow to the leg, and now again wrapping the knuckles against the patella of Road Warrior Animal. Animal rounded up. Oof! Vicious chop from Zeus. And now Zeus stamping on the hands and fingers of Road Warrior Animal. And for the first time in this matchup, the momentum has shifted over to Zeus and the Great Khali. Animal laid out near the opposing team's corner and in big trouble. Now Zeus really starts to put the boots to him. And absolutely relentless. Again, stamping the hands and fingers of Road Warrior Animal. A kick to the head from Animal, quickly back up on his feet, locks it up with Zeus. Gets him by the scruff of the neck, escorts him towards the Road Warrior's corner, head first into the turnbuckle he goes. And here comes Hawk on the tag. Little oof, boot right to the face as Hawk takes over for the Road Warriors. Hawk with a hard right, shoves down Zeus and covers him. 1, 2, that was a bold-ass move right there. Road Warrior Hawk. Well, these guys, Hawk and Animal, all power all day long, nothing but power moves and pure aggression. The Human Wrecking Machine counters with elbows to the midsection. A hard right to Hawk, and a throat toss. Whoa! He tossed him by his damn throat. And here comes the Great Khali. Hawk standing right there waiting for him. Khali charges into him, collides with him, locks him up. Hawk whips Khali to the ropes. Hip toss. Slams Khali down. He gets to a standing position again, but just in time to get knocked down one more time with a hard shot to the back. Road Warrior Hawk catches a knee to the midsection. The Great Khali escorts him to his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Hawk, but he counters with an elbow, catches a cheap shot from Zeus. Now both of them are stunned. Well, now, this might take a moment to clear up. Both Hawk and the Great Khali momentarily incapacitated. And we're just going to have to wait till the clouds clear out. As Tom Kanemaru looks on, there isn't even much he can do. Wow. Well, here we go. Hawk snaps out of it first, gets a hold of Khali. Here's a kick to the midsection and DDT. Face first into the canvas for the Punjabi Nightmare. A quick DDT counter from the Great Khali, who misses with an overhand right. Hawk charges, misses with the clothesline. Khali whips him to the ropes. They collide again. Another clothesline that don't find the mark. The Great Khali has him all the way up, slams him right back down to the canvas again. Turns it over to the Human Wrecking Machine, Zeus on the tag. Hawk back up on his feet. A running boot to the face. Takes Hawk down to the canvas. He rolls to the outside. The Human Wrecking Machine takes himself up to the top turnbuckle. The Great Khali, not going to wait, gets him back inside the ring. Zeus changes his mind on the high-risk move. Hawk whips him to the ropes. They collide again. Whole lot of colliding going on up here. Big scoop slam from Road Warrior Hawk, who turns it over to Road Warrior Animal as Zeus rolls to the outside. Zeus makes his way back into the ring. Very short count. Running DDT from Road Warrior Animal. He was waiting right there for him. The Human Wrecking Machine rounds him up for a bear hug. Trying to get a submission. Trying to squeeze one out of him, but Road Warrior Hawk right there to break it up. An Animal finishing things up. Separates himself from the Human Wrecking Machine. Running clothesline takes him down to the canvas. Oh, man. He went down hard. Road Warrior Animal working the crowd a little bit here in Philly. Gets a hold of Zeus before he can tag. Drives a knee into his lower back. Road Warrior Animal gets a hold on the Human Wrecking Machine. Escorts him to the Road Warrior's corner. Smashes his head into the turnbuckle. Turns it over to Road Warrior Hawk. Another double team incoming here. Woof! Double axe handle across the arm of the Human Wrecking Machine. And now in retaliation, Road Warrior Hawk going for a bear hug center ring against the Human Wrecking Machine. The Great Khali
trying to break it up here. Zeus is laid out. Road Warrior Hawk turns it over to Animal. Zeus making his way to the corner, and here comes the Punjabi Nightmare. Fails to connect with the shoulder tackle. Whoa! What a Samoan drop counter from Road Warrior Animal. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Very slow count, Mr. Tom Kanamura. It's kind of sketch. And here comes Road Warrior Hawk again. Another running DDT. And the Great Khali is down. Taken to the outside, another running DDT face first into the floor this time. Hawk with a running boot to the face. And both Zeus and the Great Khali out to lunch at the moment as Road Warrior Hawk lays in to the Punjabi Nightmare on the outside with referee Tom Kanamura counting. Oh, man. I knew this was going to be good, but wow. Road Warrior Hawk rounds up the Great Khali. Locks him up. Ooh. Vicious overhand right to the Great Khali. Hawk drives him into the barricade. Khali quickly counters. Gets caught up and gets one arm slammed to the floor by Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk rounds him up again. Knee to the midsection from the Great Khali. The Great Khali locks him up, rolls him back inside the ring. And the count is now broken as the Great Khali re-enters the ring. Kick to the midsection from Hawk. Sets up the neck breaker, but no good. Khali shoves him away. Clothesline takes Hawk down to the canvas. Woof! Hard right from the Great Khali. Hawk whip to the ropes. A running boot to the face takes him down again. The Human Wrecking Machine only now slowly beginning to stir as the Great Khali takes himself a walk on Road Warrior Hawk. Turns his attention to Road Warrior Animal. Tags him with a right. Turns his attention back to Road Warrior Hawk. There's a stomp to the leg. The Great Khali going to work here on Road Warrior Hawk. And the Human Wrecking Machine Zeus finally back at his corner. Quick counter DDT from Road Warrior Hawk. And a stomp to the arm of the Great Khali. A lot of back and forth in this sucker. A knee to the head to the Great Khali. Hawk on the middle rope. Again, the Great Khali standing on up. Here he comes. Double axe handle right across the head of the Punjabi Nightmare. Road Warrior Hawk sets up the neck breaker. Oh, and he nailed it good too. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. 1, but no good. The Human Wrecking Machine breaking up the pin, saving the match for his team so far. But again, the momentum has shifted towards the Road Warriors. The Great Khali laid out. Road Warrior Hawk goes out, comes back in after a quick reset. The Great Khali rounded up by Hawk. Escorted towards the corner, but no good. Elbows to the midsection from the Punjabi Nightmare. A clothesline that takes Hawk down to the canvas as Khali beats it out of town and turns it over to the Human Wrecking Machine. Again, Eric Bischoff watching this match very... Whoa, here he goes. That big wind-up Popeye the Sailor Man punch. 2-2. And here comes Road Warrior Animal. Zeus waiting right there for him, locks him up. Whips him towards the ropes. They collide with no result. Animal tries his luck, whips Zeus to the ropes, and catches a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. That was beautiful. There's a stomp to the midsection from Road Warrior Animal. A stomp to the back of Zeus. And Zeus catching a shoulder claw from Road Warrior Animal. The ref checking things out, but the Great Khali there to break it up. Animal goes after Khali. Rear waist lock, hard shot to the back to him. As Khali decides, I'm not going to stick around. Road Warrior Animal twisting the head of Zeus, but Zeus quickly back up on his feet. There's a shot to the midsection that disengages Animal. There's a knee to the midsection. There's a knee to the midsection from Zeus to Animal. Oh, man, it's just strangling him, straight strangling him, and there's a headbutt, taking Animal down to the canvas. And here comes the Great Khali again. Wow. Match 3/4 of the way done, still no winner, and neither side's giving up. Hung up on the top rope, down goes Animal. The Great Khali drives a knee into his back. Another. And again, the momentum looking like it might start to shift towards Zeus and Khali. A double axe handle to Animal. Takes him down to the canvas again as the Great Khali tags in the Human Wrecking Machine. Zeus misses his grapple, catches a right instead. Animal whips him to the ropes. Gets a hold on him, has him up over the shoulder, but Zeus quickly counters, flips out the back door, tags Animal with the right. Animal counters with an elbow and a running clothesline that takes Zeus down to the canvas. Shoves him down, goes for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, but no. The human wrecking machine getting that right shoulder up. Running dropkick, don't find the mark. A hard right from Zeus does. Double choke lift and slam to the canvas. Down goes Animal. Zeus covers here. 1, 2. Well, now it's starting to get intense and we're running out of time. The human wrecking machine again putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Road Warrior Animal, working on the other arm this time. Zeus misses with the double axe handle, catches a right. Animal whips him to the corner. He goes after the Great Khali, takes him down with a clothesline too. The Road Warriors just going buck wild here. Here's a headlock punch to the human wrecking machine. A double axe handle across the back from Animal. And here comes Hawk one more time. With 3.5 minutes left to go. Well, sir, something's got to give. We don't want another draw here tonight. Hawk all the way up on the top turnbuckle, drops the elbow across the back of the human wrecking machine. Hawk covers and hooks the leg here. 1, 2, 3, and well, finally. Serious long haul buzzer beater, but the Road Warriors picking up the win by pinfall.
The time was 16 minutes and 54 seconds, and your winners, the Road Warriors.
Boy, howdy, this one ran so long, I was convinced we'd run out of time. But surprise, surprise, Hawk and Animal scoring an 11th hour win with about 3 minutes and change left on the timekeeper's clock in pretty spectacular fashion.
Let's not ignore that Zeus and Khali did present a challenge to Hawk and Animal. Otherwise, this match would have been way shorter. Still, eventually, the Road Warriors wearing their opponents down enough for the pinfall.
Folks, when we come back, the Joyce Grable Memorial Championship on the line. Timeless Tony Storm challenging Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote in just a moment.
We're wrapping up the second hour with a ladies match that's been brewing for weeks as Timeless Tony Storm returns for another crack at the Joyce Grable Memorial Championship defended by Liberty Bell Danielle.
Well, this one is definitely a big one.
The next match, 1 fall, 20 minutes, is for the RWL Joyce Grable Memorial Championship.
And here is the timeless one, Timeless Tony Storm, ready for her third encounter with Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. This time, once again, for the Joyce Grable Memorial Championship, which Tony Storm covets, but not quite as much as Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote, eh, Tex?
You got that right, Dandy Don. Oh, that is her favorite belt of all time. And, well, I don't think Tony Storm's gonna do it.
My expert evaluation is probably not. Let's face it, Tony Storm hasn't beaten Danielle once. So there you go.
It is true that if we go by that particular metric, Myron, the odds do not look good for the timeless one. But nonetheless, as you know around here, we never say never.
But you gotta give it to Tony Storm. She is some piece of work, ain't she?
Hold your golden palominos, cause here comes the JGM champ along with MJ Ferrantino. If you watch us regularly, you already know Danielle Heathcote hasn't competed for a short while in preparation for this match. As Myron points out, Tony Storm's already faced her twice, with no success, and both of those were championship matches. I don't see our 2025 Ladies Memphis Million winner slipping up in this match with her most valued title on the line. Nothing against Tony Storm, who's one of the hottest things in ladies wrestling right now. But we're talking about Danielle's favorite belt, You can put me down as picking a win for Danielle.
I sure hope you're right, GB, because an upset win by the Timeless One would not only devastate Danielle, it would be a major shock to the system for most fans.
The challenger from the Gold Coast of Australia, here is Timeless Toni Storm. Her opponent, along with Matthew James Ferrantino from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's an RWL Ladies Triple Crown champion and the Joyce Graber Memorial champion, All-American Women Bell, Danielle Heathcote.
Alright, well, the build-up for this match has been insane over the last several weeks, but it is finally here. Toni Storm and Danielle Heathcote for the JGM title. As Charles Lacerra sounds the bell, they come center ring, they lock it up. Liberty Bell Danielle with Toni Storm pitched up against the ropes. Danielle whips her towards the ropes, rebounds, swings and misses, but a clothesline takes down Timeless Toni Storm, much to the delight of MJ Ferrantino at ringside. Toni Storm rounded up for a belly-to-belly suplex by Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. How many times have I told you not to showboat on the apron? Come on. Running drop kick right to the gut. Well, there you go. German release suplex from Danielle. Danielle rounds up Toni Storm. There's an arm snap and parlayed into an armbar. Right away starting to work on the limbs for a possible future submission. Danielle rolls her over and covers one. Well, that did not work out. Well, quick pins almost never work. Danielle gets a hold of Toni Storm. Has her up, but Toni Storm counters with a knee, avoiding a sidewalk slam. Liberty Bell Danielle whipped to the far left corner. There's an elbow from Toni Storm, taking Danielle down in the corner. She counters with a kick, quickly gets up out of the corner, gets a hold on Toni Storm, goes behind on her, one-arm suplex that flips her ass over tea kettle, and she rolls to the outside, right in front of MJ Ferrantino. Off the top rope, double axe handle to the top of the head of Timeless Toni Storm. A couple of quick stomps, and we're already losing control of this one as the referee counts. Timeless Toni Storm quickly back up on her feet, locks it up with Danielle, gets her back inside the ring. Toni Storm follows her on in. There's a right, there's another, there's a chop, and up into a backbreaker from Liberty Bell Danielle. Toni Storm rounded up again. There's another hard whip to the ropes. Danielle goes behind. There's another suplex. Whoa! Folded her in half. Oh, okay. Liberty Bell Danielle going to town here on Timeless Toni Storm in the early goings. Here we go. Ooh! Wheelbarrow jawjacker from the Timeless One. And a kick to the side. Toni Storm with a dragon screw to Danielle. A clubbing overhand right to the head. Danielle whipped to the ropes. Ooh! Hard chop takes her down. Toni Storm provoked because she really, double boot stomp. She is determined to get that JGM title away from Danielle. And putting the boots to her. Another double boot stomp. And wow. Toni Storm just using Danielle like a damn trampoline. I don't know if I altogether appreciate that. Danielle dragged towards center ring. MJ Ferrantino urging her to get back in action here. And here's a sadistic little stretch from Timeless Toni Storm. But nope, no submission here. Danielle slips out the back door. Gets back up to a standing position. Timeless Toni Storm with the upper hand takes her towards the far right turnbuckle. Head first into it she goes. Danielle pitched from the out of the corner. And look at this right here. Ooh! Wicked Hurricane Rana. Toni Storm covers. 1, 2. But nope. Danielle getting the left shoulder up. Timeless Toni Storm debating her next move. Gets on the apron, takes herself to the top turnbuckle. Danielle getting to a standing position here. Here she goes. Double axe handle, finds the mark, and down goes Danielle Heathcote. Timeless Tony Storm gets a hold of Danielle, whips her to the far right corner this time. A hard kick to the midsection. Oh, this is hard to watch. Alley-ooped up out of the corner by her ankles by Timeless Tony Storm. With the upper hand in the match right now. She charges, misses with the running splash. Danielle getting out of the way pretty quick on that one. Danielle's got her up. There's another backbreaker, and down goes Timeless Tony Storm. Well, oof, big time jumping elbow to the Timeless one from Danielle. He winds up the arm on Tony Storm and snaps it. That was vicious. Huh. Timeless Tony Storm being stretched again by Danielle. Again, working the arms and legs. Trying to get a possible submission somewhere down the road, possibly. Danielle Heathcote all the way up on the top far right turnbuckle. Big time elbow drop right across the throat of Timeless Tony Storm. There's another stomp to the midsection. And into the crossface. Possible submission here. The ref checking things out. Timeless Tony Storm bent up like a pretzel. Danielle releases the hold. She's got something new in mind. And here he goes. Oh, quick counter from Tony Storm. There's a jaw jacker. Danielle whipped to the ropes. Storm ducks under. Leapfrogs. Drop toe hold. Dropping Danielle right on her nose. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. One. But nope, not even a one. Whoa, Tony Storm couldn't believe it. How quick she got out. Huh. There's a snap suplex to Danielle from Tony Storm. The Timeless one. Locks her up. Has her in front cradle. Pitches her up over the shoulders. Hangs her up off the top rope. Liberty Bell Danielle catches a stomp from Timeless Tony Storm. Who stomps the hand and then stomps the arm. Well, she's definitely playing a little bit harder than she has in previous matches with Danielle. She's got her by the hair and just hauls her up and slams her down. MJ Ferrantino didn't like that one bit, and hell, neither did I. Tony Storm in control here as the momentum has shifted to her side. Timeless Tony Storm takes herself all the way up topside and oof! Oh man! Double boot stomp with a little bit of airtime thrown in. Oh, that is not good. Danielle being dragged by her wrist and ankle towards center ring. Timeless Tony Storm again stepping on the hand and then stepping on the elbow. That'll bend your elbow. That's a painful move right there. Timeless Tony Storm right in front of MJ Ferrantino, stretching Danielle. Not much he can do about it. Not much he would do. He's not the type to interfere. Tony Storm releases the hold. Gathers Danielle back up, gets a hold on her. Danielle counters with elbows to the midsection. The Timeless Tony Storm backs her off, gets a hold on her. Escorts her towards the ropes. Liberty Bell Danielle bouncing Tony Storm off the ropes with hard shots to the back. Goes behind in a rear waist lock, sets her up for an electric chair drop and nails it. Timeless Tony Storm starting to lose control of this one. Here's a stomp right to the head of Timeless Tony Storm. There's a knee to the side of the head. Liberty Bell Danielle turning this one around pretty suddenly. She doing that for me. She's doing the Hana. She's doing the Hana. Kick to the midsection from Tony Storm. There's an elbow right to the midsection too. Tony Storm rolls to the outside. Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote all the way up on the top turnbuckle, waiting for Tony Storm to stand up. Ferrantino giving them some breathing room, and ooh, man, elbow right to the top of the dome. And Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote in her hometown just eating it all up. Huh. Danielle pitches Tony Storm into the ring steps, follows that up with a rolling elbow to the back. Danielle Heathcote rounds up Timeless Tony Storm, goes behind, but Tony Storm counters and goes behind on Danielle. Well, that was a nasty suplex. Neither lady paying much attention to Charles Lucero, who wants them back in the ring, but they don't seem to care. Again, slammed by her hair by Timeless Tony Storm. Danielle back up to a standing position as Tony Storm gets a hold on her. Escorts her back towards the ring, finally gets her back in there. And they were running out of time, too. Tony Storm charges, running spear. Oh, that ain't good. Here's a pin. Could be a new champ right here. 1, 2. But no. Danielle kicking out of that one, too. Close call, Buffalo Bob. There's a stomp to the midsection. Tony Storm gets Danielle by the ankles, hauls her out of the corner. Liberty Bell Danielle on the receiving end of bad business here as Tony Storm stalks her. Maybe sensing victory, could be close. Quick counter, a kick to the midsection from Danielle, who escorts Tony Storm to the far left corner, smashes her head into the turnbuckle, goes a chop across the chest. Liberty Bell Danielle with a hard right to the mush of timeless Tony Storm. There's a stomp to the midsection. Now Danielle painted back with the same coin, and alley-oop out of the corner by the ankles as Danielle covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2. And again, no. Timeless Tony Storm powering out. What a match so far. Danielle Heathcote stalking timeless Tony Storm here into the sleeper hold. A submission had to happen sooner or later, and there it is, but too close to the ropes. Charles Lucera orders the break. Tony Storm laid out and motionless as Danielle takes herself up to the middle rope and oof, drives the knee right into the head. Quickly rolls her over, covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Well, now, Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote retaining the Joyce Grable Memorial Championship by pinfall.
The time was 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Your winner, and still, Joyce Grable Memorial Champion, Liberty Bell Danielle.
I think that all of us here couldn't be happier at having made the right call for this match. Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote retaining the JGM Championship over timeless Tony Storm. That concludes Hour 2 of Colisevm Games. When we return, the third and final hour, stay with us.